What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MontyVerse. Today, we are going to be reacting to the brand new trailer for Ahsoka. And joining me is the host of the Fancast at 4 podcast, a Star Wars fan and a member of the MontyVerse. Welcome back, Dan Bettenhausen. What's up, Dan?
Hey, Monty, how's it going? It's bright and early here, and I'm ready to do some trailer reacting.
All right, dude. Let's get right into this trailer, because I'm really excited about this series. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right, guys. We're going to be starting the trailer in 3, 2, 1.
Something's coming. Something dark. I sense it.
This is a
Oh, Sabine, Lothcat. Okay.
for
I like
some
the look.
war.
What are those?
Oh, hey, that little, the Phantom.
Oh,
Chopper.
let's go!
Tower.
Who is what
Who's that?
the? I don't know. Oh, she's on Ezra's
It's been a
apartment.
while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers
Oh, mama.
about Thrawn's return
It's Thrawn! Thrawn!
as heir to the Empire.
Oh, she said the thing!
She said the thing.
She said the thing!
We have to
Whoa.
prepare for the worst.
Lightsaber.
What is this?
The Jedi fell a long time ago.
Who's this
There
guy?
aren't many left.
Oh, an Inquisitor?
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Wow. What a tease. Okay. Dude, a lot happened in that teaser.
Yeah, I would say for a teaser, we got a lot there.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't know what half of it was, despite following Clone Wars and Rebels and whatnot. I'm sure there are people who are like, oh, it's this guy, it's this guy. Please let us know, because I don't recall some of those people.
Obviously, we could touch on this stuff from Rebels, because I know that you're a fan of Rebels. I'm a huge Rebels fan, and this feels like the spiritual successor to Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, much more so than what we've gotten with like Mandalorian and some of the other stuff we've had. This totally feels like the next stage in Star Wars Rebels.
I mean, it's wild. We have like physical recreations of like Ezra's home from Rebels, and we have seeing Sabine and Hera in live action and THRAWN, and we even get that like little look of Ezra as well on the hologram as Sabine's looking at him.
I'm very excited for Mary Elizabeth Winstead to play Hera. I think that's great casting. I'm excited. I don't recall offhand who's playing Sabine, but I liked the vibe she was given off as Sabine. Everything. And big thing, Mandalorian this year, very disappointing to me. A lot of it is the look too. This doesn't have that same small scale soundstage look that Mandalorian has. It feels much more like Andor and the broadscaping visuals that we got, so that's making me feel better about the show.
Yeah, it looks to be honest with you, it looks like a episode of Rebels come to life. Like, it looks like not only Rebels but also Clone Wars. It has that animated feel to it, but in live action, even down to some of the costumes. It's wild. Like I think that's Ray Stevenson with the orange lightsaber, correct? Even his costume looks to be more in the vein of Clone Wars or Rebels, something we would see in the animated come to life. I don't know what he's about. He's got an orange lightsaber.
Haven't seen that in live action yet, which is really cool. I don't know what's up with the really stark white-haired, short white-haired woman who's wielding lightsaber. So really intrigued by that. Definitely a tease there. A lot of really cool stuff.
yeah, just I'm pulling up. I'm just skimming through the trailer right now, and the shot of him, like in what appears to be something very reminiscent to the World Between Worlds from Rebels. It has that shot of him and Ahsoka kind of having a samurai standoff. And he ignites his lightsaber. It almost looks like a katana, the base of it. And he looks very old fashioned in Star Wars universe. The armor that he's wearing looks very very much something from before the time that this series is set in. So I wonder if he's maybe something that gets pulled out of the World Between Worlds, or to something of that effect.
Maybe a guardian of it or something.
Yes, yeah.
Get that.
Yeah, and that katana look very similar to Ahsoka's newer sabers. She
Yes.
doesn't have the kind of rounded hilt like we typically see. She has those thinner, not necessarily more rectangular, but kind of, that thinner kind of grip style like you'd see with a katana.
Mhm.
Or at least a Japanese inspired sword. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really stood out. My mind is just a little blown and a little flabbergasted. Well, obviously the big thing, we get Thrawn.
We're getting Thrawn because we see the back of him. So
Right.
obviously someone has been cast as Thrawn.
Right.
I would be
Yeah.
surprised if they don't get Lars Mikkelsen to come back.
I mean, that's a good choice. That's, I mean, not just a good choice, a great choice. Not only the returning voice, but also just he has the look to be Thrawn.
Yeah. It's interesting because we see the Phantom. We see the that's what the shuttle's called. The
Right.
new one, if I remember correctly, which is cool.
So the Ghost has this like not escape shuttle, but
Yeah.
just like a landing shuttle that called the Phantom.
Yes.
I'm a little bummed we didn't see the Ghost.
Yeah. I mean, but we saw Chopper.
Yes.
Chopper. I'm excited to see Chopper in live action again.
We got a tease of
Yeah.
him. Was it Rogue One?
Yes. He scoots on by, and then they're calling for Hera in the on the loudspeaker.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it looks gorgeous. Just flipping through this, it looks fantastic. It almost feels like we have like this. I hate to bring Legends into this, but
Yeah.
it feels very much like Dave Filoni is kind of doing a new canon version of Heir to the Empire.
Well, yeah, I mean, like you said, they said the thing.
They said the thing.
So I think that is a nice nod to those who are fans of the Legends, that Thrawn trilogy, or not the new Thrawn trilogy, but the original one, the Heir to the Empire stuff. And I hope it lives up to the expectations that this teaser has built.
Yeah, I mean, we have Mon Mothma, we have the New Republic being involved, we have Ahsoka. I mean, one could presume that this is kind of where the Mandoverse is building to, something like a kind of like an Heir to the Empire interconnected movie or special or series. But man, I wonder. I have so many questions. Like we have, I can't remember the character's name, but we have the woman from The Mandalorian season 2, who gives who Ahsoka fights with the Beskar spear.
Yeah.
I can't remember her name for the life of me, but she's in this, and it looks like she is on her computer are the symbols from the World Between Worlds. So I really wonder what this is all going to be about. I'm so curious. Elsbeth. Okay, she's in here, and it looks like so she has on her computer like star charts that kind of look like the lines that are in the poster and in the World Between Worlds. But also, if you keep skimming it, as like Ahsoka is facing off with Ray Stevenson's character, it looks like it is a dig site almost. It has like construction lights in this pit that they're in. So it looks like someone is maybe trying to access the World Between Worlds that shouldn't be accessing it. Maybe Thrawn has figured out in the, wherever him and Ezra ended up at the end of Rebels, maybe he figured out how to access that, and he's getting his people to locate him through that. I don't know. There's so many different things they could do, and it's just not enough for us
to speculate.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun to speculate, but I don't know. Is there anything else that you saw that you'd want to talk about?
I'm excited to see a lot of lightsaber fights. It looks like we're going to get a ton of them.
Hell
whether
yeah.
it's for fighting other lightsaber wielders or that whatever those beings with the vibro staffs were. No, I'm excited to see a lot of the choreographed action as well.
Yeah, I mean, oh man, Mary Elizabeth Winstead looks good as Hera. Hera is mother. Hera is mother. Speaking of mother, I wonder if another character is going to be appearing in this series. I'm not going to spoil it for people who haven't seen Rebels, but I mean, well, why not? If you haven't seen Rebels, why are you watching this?
Yeah, why are you watching this if you haven't seen Rebels?
I wonder if we're going to see Jacen Syndulla. We have to. If this is the spiritual successor to Rebels, we need to know what happened to that kid, that beautiful green-haired boy. We need to know. I need to know. Tell me, Filoni. Yeah, but I'm excited. This has teased me in all the right ways.
I will admit I've been very nervous about, and again, it's just a teaser trailer, with how season 3 of Mandalorian's been going, and I will admit here I am not a fan. Love season 1, liked season 2, disappointed with season 3. I've been nervous with what they were going to do with the Ahsoka series, but I have to remember Ahsoka is Filoni's
baby.
Yeah. And I think if any character show is going to be done justice, I imagine by Filoni, this is going to be the one.
Yeah, I mean, this series feels peak Filoni. It feels like some of the best. This trailer feels like some of the best episodes of the Clone Wars, and also it feels like the best stuff from Rebels, which is like the mythology building and the philosophical episodes in the world between worlds. So I'm really excited to see Dave jump back into that style of writing and to pick up where he left off with Rebels, because seasons 3 and 4 of Rebels introduced so many philosophical questions and so many interesting conversations to be had in terms of Star Wars mythology. Yeah. And then we kind of just dropped that because things were kind of changing, and we were kind of reintroducing the world to Star Wars. And now we can pick up that conversation where we left off and start to explore some of these more interesting sides of the Star Wars universe.
And we can fill in gaps between Rebels and the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
And I mean, about Filoni too, like Ahsoka is also just a big fan favorite.
Yeah.
Arguably, since the original series, like the original trilogy, she's probably a top 5 favorite character for a lot of people.
Absolutely. She has grown into almost, I want to say, a universally loved character. I mean, now she started off almost universally hated character, and now she is. I've not met a single person that doesn't at least like Ahsoka Tano. So to see her kind of lead and get her own series and finally be in the spotlight, it's very wonderful. It's wonderful.
And Rosario Dawson has killed it so far in her appearance.
Yeah, she has been good. She definitely knows how to portray an Ahsoka that is of this age, that has lived through the stuff that she lived through and is now a more wise, experienced. I don't know if she would use the term Jedi. She would probably use something else. Right. Even though the trailer did use the term Jedi, I don't know. But yes, I definitely agree with you on that.
I mean, and shout out to Ashley Eckstein, who voices Ahsoka in Rebels. I know a lot of people were calling for her to be cast originally when Ahsoka showed up in Mandalorian, which would have been great. But yeah. I want to make sure Rosario Dawson is getting her flowers too for stepping into some big shoes with this character.
Absolutely, and it's always a risk when you take over a role, because Ashley Eckstein has become, like Ahsoka, universally loved and embraced by the Star Wars universe. She is an ambassador for Disney and Star Wars. She is all over the place just praising this franchise and just being a wonderful, wonderful person. And I'm sure it was very intimidating for Rosario to take over this role from someone who's so universally loved. But I think that they both take ownership of the character now, and listen, it's just I think it'll be good to just have them both still around and still, because Ashley got to come back for the final season of the Clone Wars, and no one will take away her ownership of Ahsoka. Like, just because
that's the thing. She's a very talented voice actor, and I don't say that derogatorily. Voice acting is its own special skill set.
Absolutely.
Not everyone can do it. A lot of people try it and aren't good at it.
Yep.
And look at some Illumination films that we get, but that's besides the point. So her voice acting was integral for the character, and now we have someone who is a more traditional live action actor taking up the mantle, using her specific skill sets that she's very good at. So it's not a either or, it's an and how can both take the character and grow and build upon it.
Yeah, and this is also an Ahsoka at a very different time in her life than where we left her in Rebels. So we shall see. We shall see what happens, but I think it's safe to say that we're both pretty darn excited for Ahsoka. Hype level over 9,000. But Dan, unless you have anything else to say, I think that's going to do it for us.
Yep,
Dan, where can the people find you, dude?
You can find me almost every other week, with some exceptions, hosting the Fancast at 4 podcast with my co-host Jack Mayer. You can find me on Twitter at the Fancast at 4, and that's pretty much it.
And you guys can find me here on the MontyVerse. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like the video, give it a huge thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our latest content. And until next time, guys, stay versed.